It's the final 3 weeks of the season. Still plenty to play for here as we're underway in Week 15. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. So here come the Bills on offense for the first time. They'll be led out by one of the more mobile quarterbacks in the league, and that's Tyrod Taylor.
7-6 as a first-time starter in 2015. He did a really nice job taking care of the football. 20 touchdown passes, just 6 interceptions.
First down, it's Taylor. It's complete to Jerron Brown. And down he goes, but he takes it up to the 40. 15 yards that time, and a Buffalo first.
They've got good playmakers on the offensive side of the ball. I don't know what happened last week to really hurt their performance and hold down their production, but I would dare say that this week in practice, there's a lot of talk about how they're going to increase their proficiency.
And that was a good start, getting the playmakers involved. You mentioned that to me pregame. That's what they did there.
Yeah, I think a lot of people think the coaching staff really gets on them, and that's how they motivate them. Most of these guys are self-motivated. They have a lot of pride in their performance.
The first carry now. This is Hill. Strong run, but he's corralled just beyond the 40. Give him a couple on the carry there. 2nd and 8. And here's our first look today at this offense.
And let's start with LaShawn Shady McCoy, their star running back. He can do everything. Run it inside, get to the perimeter, and, of course, catch it out of the backfield.
And they still need 8 yards for the first here on 2nd down. Play action. Now Taylor. And his throw is incomplete. Jordan Matthews, the one he was looking for. And it's 3rd down. A quick look here at the Patriot defense.
Malcolm Butler burst on the scene in Super Bowl 49 with his iconic interception of Russell Wilson to seal the deal for New England. What it underscored, his ability to understand what offenses are trying to do, put himself in the proper spot. That's something he's done throughout his career.
And on 3rd down, a nickel formation here defensively.
Here we go.
Here's Taylor. It'll be a pickup of just 2, and that'll bring up 4th down. On 4th down on now is the lefty Ryan Allen to punt. He punted 3 times in the loss last week as he sends this one away. And this is going to hit the goal line and continue on into the end zone for a touchback. So here come the Patriots to take over on offense. They're led out by a man who started more Super Bowls than anyone in NFL history, the great Tom Brady.
I can't help but admire the career Tom Brady has had. The numbers are off the charts. The Super Bowl championships and rings, we know that they are incredible. But how about the durability? Had one season that he missed, most of that season because of a knee injury. The rest of the time, he answers the bell and wills his team to victory more times than not.
Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9. And the big boys up front in the trenches. What do you think of the O-line, Charles?
I love them because this is a group that's so cohesive. They know what the man next to them is going to do at all times, and they operate as a terrific unit.
On second down, here's Brady. Blitz coming, and down he goes. Shaq Lawson in there to get him for sack number 9 now on the year. And they weren't in zone coverage. They were in man, and each man did his job.
And that looked like vintage, old-school coverage, didn't it? Man coverage reminded me of an old Raiders team. They had a Hall of Famer at one corner and a Defensive Player of the Year at the other, and they just locked people down.
Tough spot for the Pats now after the sack as Brady will lead them up 3rd and long. From the gun, it's Brady. And he's taken down. Back at his own 7. Shaq Lawson in there to sack him, and that is 10 for him now on the year.
I remember when I was a kid and all I wanted was a nickel so I could get that soda down at the fountain. And guess what? Nickel came into play well. 5 defensive backs, they covered well, allowed for the sacks.
Sodas were a nickel when you were a kid?
No, I just needed the extra nickel so I could pay the proper price.
Okay, how much were they? A dime? What were they?
15 cents.
And this is away. It's a high kick, and he got all of it. And taken right on the 30. Call that one an even 60 yards, 6-0. And the Bills will take over the football with a 1st and 10. Out come the Bills as we take a look at the playoff race in the AFC. And it's right about this time of year you start to say this is when the cream rises to the top. Week 15, 3 weeks left to go, but still plenty to be determined.
And I think for most teams, the obvious is to try and be the number 1 or number 2 seed. But when you look at it across the league and throughout the history of trying to get to the Super Bowl, the teams you really fear are the ones that get hot and sometimes sneak in at a 5 or a 6 seed, because we've seen those teams actually get to the Super Bowl and occasionally win it.
Yeah, you think of the Giants a couple of times. Steelers have done it. You're right. It has happened and will happen more in the future, I'm sure. Now Taylor to throw on second down. And to the 42-yard line here and brought down there. Just a 1-yard pickup on the play, and that's going to bring up a 3rd down. Seven yards remaining here on 3rd down. Out of the gun, it's Taylor. And he'll be out of bounds just shy of the 40. 16 yards there, and the Bills have a 1st down.
And that's how you pick up a 1st down. Not only does he make the catch, but has enough body control to get his feet down inbounds, toe tapping and dragging to make sure he gets it done.
After the call, the run on the field is reversed.
Here's Ryan Allen now. On for his 2nd punt. He'd take a repeat of his 1st. He gets this one away, and boy, it's another boomer. Taking it about the 16. It'll be a 40-yard punt, 8 on the return, and the Patriots take over. The Patriot offense heading back out as we take a look at the playoff picture in the AFC. And the last drive, their 1st drive, 3 and out. What changes here, if anything?
I think it's making sure the guys that you trust the most with the ball, the biggest playmakers you have, that they touch it on this possession to try and get things moving.
So get it to the horses.
Without a doubt. They're the ones that typically end up in the end zone.
On 1st and 10, here's Brady. It's hauled in by Brandon Cooks. And he'll go out of bounds across the 35-yard line. The numbers for Cooks in that game last week: 3 catches, 79 yards.
And he's able to pull that last pass in, but this is usually a pretty tough unit to try and maneuver against. They're the top 10 in the league against the pass, and you and I both know there's not much difference between 1 and 10.
Brady gives this one to Lewis. And a good swarm to the football defensively as they get him down at about the 40. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8. See if they stay on the ground for 2nd down. Brady to throw on 2nd down. Going underneath for Lewis. They'll give him a yard on the play, and that's going to lead to a 3rd down. And just in general, Charles, on a play like that, how tough is it for the defense to account for a running back essentially being a receiver downfield?
It's very difficult, especially if the running back has skills like a receiver, and you're aware of that before the game even begins. So throughout your practice sessions, you're going to want to be aware of him. Where is he lining up? What can he do? What kind of damage can he do to us downfield? And who can match up with him without weakening our overall defense?
Brandon Cooks. And all the way in. Touchdown, New England. Brandon Cooks. His 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Pats have taken the early lead. And what a moment we have just witnessed. We have a new all-time passing touchdown leader.
And how fortunate are we to be here to witness this in person, to see someone take their spot at the top of the list, one of the all-time great records in sports.
Meanwhile, taking a look at what's going on in KC. And the Chiefs have jumped out to an early lead in their ball game. And we'll keep an eye on that one as our game goes along here. And he gets it to make it 7-0 Patriots. Just a 4-play drive that time. And it ends with a New England touchdown. Out to kick is Janikowski. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. Back onto the field now comes the Bills offense. You know, in our research packet this week, prepping for the game, so many articles from the local beat writer about the offensive struggles of this team and what will they do this offseason. What do you think they'll do?
Well, number one, they'll turn to their self-scouting report. And every team that's any good does this. They have outside groups. Check out their team, scout them, and tell you who can play, who can't play, and reasons why. Some of it may just be health. They have to get some guys healthy and back out on the field. But overall, evaluate this squad and make the changes that you need to.
That's a matchup maybe they go back to their outer third of the field as this game continues.
Yeah, I think back to my high school coach, John Ford. He used to say when we got big plays early in a game or good plays, he'd always say, file it away, lad, file it away, because he'd want to come back to it later in a key situation. They may come back to this one a little more often than that.
Did he say laddie or did he say lad?
Yeah, it just depended on what he was feeling at the moment.
Okay, I thought that was the guy you told me about that used to say laddie a lot.
Laddie, when you heard laddie, he was usually in a pretty good mood. Lad, eh.
Now a stoppage here as we've got a Bill shaken up on the play. We'll get a report when we return to Foxborough. 2nd down following the run. Here's the first carry for LaShawn McCoy. And he's got it across midfield and down to about the 47-yard line. Give him 8 yards there. Still a few inches to go, though, as it'll be 3rd down and about the length of the football.
Nice job there defensively on 3rd down. Not only did they string the play out, but they didn't allow any room for a cutback. Really well organized on the defensive side.
Taylor now to throw on 3rd down. And he's going to have a 1st down as he's brought down at the 44-yard line. Only 3 there on the pickup, but that's enough to move the chains. Now the offense lining up 1st and 10. They'll run it now out of the gun. And a big hit. Knocked down sideways. A gain of 3, 2nd down.
Well, if the coaching staff's doing a good job upstairs, they'll file away what they just saw from the defense right there. They sold out to stop that running play. I'd say keep that in mind. They want to try that again. Go play action and hit them over the top.
A fake to McCoy. Now it's Taylor. Looking downfield for Jones. And the hit jarred it loose. It's incomplete.
This team is not going to make it easy for you. They're a physical group, and we just saw it there on that play. It came in, made the contact, just as he's trying to haul it in.
First down line at the 34 here on third down. From the shotgun, it's Taylor. And this is going to be incomplete.
It's a great job by this secondary. When I watch them, they remind me of elite defenders on a basketball court, right? They want to contest each and every pass.
Great contest on third down to bring up fourth. Here's Ryan Allen now as he's on to punt for Buffalo. And he's getting a workout here in this first quarter as he gets it away. And now where will the side judge stop his walk? That's the question. He says it crossed out of bounds at about the 17-yard line. Now the Patriot offense set to take over again. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked. But you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
Give him 2 yards on that play, and it'll make it a second down.
And when you have a guy in the backfield who can catch the football, you don't just use him strictly for checkdowns or dump-offs. You make him part of the primary passing attack because what you're trying to do is get him into open field and then let him make it.
Looks like the defense in press coverage here. They'll run it now out of the gun. And this one will go to the 28-yard line. So it'll be first down here after the run. Throwing on first down is Brady. And nearly picked off there. Almost intercepted. Instead, second down.
Pretty nice coverage there, but a missed opportunity for an interception. Let's face it, a lot of these defenders, they've got it all. Speed, athleticism, hands, a little bit questionable.
Brady again here on 2nd and 10. And a first hookup with his all-pro tight end, Rob Gronkowski. 23 yards on the play.
Well, there it is, partner. Brady to Gronk, their first connection of the game.
You think those two often in sync?
I don't think there's any question about it. And look, we know Gronk has a whole lot of fun, but he's deadly serious about his football, as is Tom Brady. Two great competitors, two fantastic players.
They'll run it here. This is James White. And down to the 44, 5 yards that time.
Partner, I think from our experience together, we have learned that most offensive coordinators are going to tell you, if I'm going to run the football on first down, I've got to get at least 4 yards. They got 5 here. They've got to feel pretty good about that one.
They stay on the ground with White. A 3-yard pickup on 2nd and 4. Now they'll need to convert here on 3rd and a little more than a yard.
Partner, we know today's NFL is really built around the guy throwing the football. But these short runs, they still pay dividends because they can take their toll on a defense, and they can add up as the game goes along. You control the clock, you control the ball, and that way you often control the game.
Here's Brady to throw. Throw left side, caught by Goodwin. And he's going to have the first down yardage as he's down at about the 30-yard line. The Patriot passing game is rolling. They've got another first down.
So many times you hear today's NFL described as a space game. Get your best players into space with the football in their hands. That's why sometimes you just swing it out to your runner, get him out in the flat, and let him have a chance to make people miss an open field.
Now White, and he will lose yardage here to the 31-yard line. It's a loss of a yard there, and now second down.
Shaq Lawson's one of those guys that after a while you quit just trying to define him by a position. Defensive end, outside linebacker, doesn't matter. He knows how to get upfield and spill some plays.
So disruptive. What makes him so disruptive?
I think it's strength. If you see his upper body, I mean, he's got some strength up there and some really good hands, but he's got some surprising quickness as well to get him upfield.
And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. The Patriot passing game is rolling. They've got another first down. And defensively, they were in zone coverage there. Do you have to be a little careful? You're losing, playing against a good quarterback like he is, to not play too much zone?
Yeah, you have to be careful about how much time you're giving up. I think it's a good point you just brought up. So maybe if you still want to play zone, you go to a zone blitz scheme. And you can drop anyone out of your defensive front. Defensive end, defensive tackle. It doesn't matter. You just exchange someone to bring more pressure towards the quarterback and still try and cover downfield. At this stage of the game, the run-pass numbers are a little bit out of whack because most of their yardage is come through the air. But in a sense, that just sets things up for big runs like that because the defense might be a little bit off balance. They pick up another first down with that run.
And this will result in him losing yardage back to the 3. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be second down.
And that loss of yards there is not just on him. It's on the guys blocking for him. I mean, they're supposed to create some type of space or at least get a stalemate. They end up letting them through, and they ended up tackling him for a loss.
Now Brady throwing on second down. Has a man, and it's Edelman for the Patriot touchdown. Julian Edelman, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Patriots add 6 to their lead. And all about timing there on that short slant, Charles.
Exactly right. That was timed up so well. The route, the throw, touchdown.
And he knocks it through. So that one a long 11-play drive. And it's finished off by a Pats touchdown. Out to kick is Janikowski. This is taken at his 4. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get it up to the 29-yard line. Now the Bills offense gets ready to head back onto the field. Already down 2 touchdowns here in the first half. This becomes a pretty important drive, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and a lot of the teams script plays. We know that, right? They have a script to start the ball game, and typically those scripts go between 12 and 24, 25 plays. Down 2 touchdowns early, probably not very deep into their script. I think that they'll stay with it. I don't think they'll abandon it just yet and try and generate some offense on this drive.
Anything. At least 3 points, get that 0 off the board. Over the middle here to Brown. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. And a nice gain of 21 yards.
One thing I can say pretty safely, that route is not called if you don't have a guy who can throw the ball and put some mustard on it. Because if you're going to lollipop it in the middle of the field, bad things usually happen. It takes a strong-arm guy who can rifle it in there, and they were able to successfully complete that one.
And he's going to get this one down to the 45. Call it a gain of 4 on first, and that'll make it second down. tough running there. That's a hard-earned 4 yards.
Yeah, those are the unsung kind of runs. They don't fill up the stat sheet, but they do set you up in good position on second down.
On second down, Hill. And able to push forward for right around 3 yards down to the 42.
Well, he hasn't made much of an impact in the running game thus far, and after that last run, not much is going to change in that area.
He hasn't been able to get anything going, and really the offensive line not helping him much. They'll try and run for it. Here's Hill, and he's going to have the first down at about the 38. Give him 3 yards and a fresh set of downs.
Yeah, they really needed to get something going, didn't they? They had punted on the last 2 possessions. The running game starting to come to the front for them, providing a nice pickup there to keep this drive going.
Now a first down carry. It's Hill. Flashed the stick skills, but didn't get a ton from it. Stopped short of the 35. A reminder that coming up in 2 minutes, we'll check in with Larry Ridley in Orlando with highlights and analysis of this first half of play.
And I'm going to check in with a heater.
I'm going to be right there with you, partner. Now Taylor. And incomplete there. A nice hit. Jars the ball free and brings up third down.
The one thing that I've liked defensively is that they've shown them a lot of different looks here in the first half. They've come after them. They've sat back. I think that's what you need to do to keep an offense guessing.
And they certainly have kept them on their toes. That's why they haven't had much success on the scoreboard. The Bills on third down. They've hit 2 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd and 9. From the gun, it's Taylor. Thrown across his body, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Patrick Chung. And they take possession of the football and have it at the 36-yard line. He had a little bit of the turnover bug last week. 3 interceptions. Not an absolute disaster, but another one here. Do you start to get a little worried?
You worry about your team as a whole because you have to find a way to make those interceptions, quote-unquote, go away. And that means your defense. They've got to go out there on sudden change and at least hold people to field goals. And if that keeps happening, they lose confidence in the quarterback, and then no one plays well.
So after the INT, it's Brady. And he was hit as he threw it there, and it forces it incomplete.
One of the great coaches said football is really a simple game. Rush theirs, protect yours. And he's talking about those guys throwing the football. In this situation, the rush one, hitting the quarterback and forcing him into an incompletion.
So they're still at the original line of scrimmage here. 2nd down and 10. Throwing again. Brady. Looking middle. It's caught by Gronkowski. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. Brady to Gronkowski for the Patriot first down. Brady now on first down. Gronkowski's got it on the crossing route. And he'll be taken down, but not before getting this inside the 30. That one goes for 24 yards. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll take this down just shy of the 25-yard line. Give him 3 on first down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7. Looking to throw on 2nd down. Brady. And that'll be incomplete. We do have a penalty flag down, however. Let's see what that's about. So the pass incomplete in the end zone, but contact and pass interference.
And now where does the ball get placed?
At the 1-yard line.
1-yard line. They gave up excellent real estate on that one. That's going to work really, really well for the guys who threw it.
So the chains are on their sides. It's 1st and goal from the 6. Now Brady has a man, and it's Edelman for the Patriot touchdown. Julian Edelman with his second touchdown of the game, 4th of the year. And the Patriots add on to their lead.
I heard a coach talk about those late-in-the-half scores, especially ones that give your team a pretty decent cushion. He said those could be the ones that could finish off a squad if you let them.
Yeah, they've got the cushion. This half has been theirs. An NFL update, second quarter now in Jacksonville. And the Jags, they're out to an early lead there. Remember to keep an eye on the ticker, of course, at the bottom of your screen for updates on that game and others around the NFL. Out to kick is Janikowski. This fielded at the 2. And a pretty good return here. He'll be stopped just shy of the 25 at the 24-yard line. The Bills offense now, they get set to head back onto the field. And some dangerous territory. You're already down 3 scores. A 3-and-out here, or an inability to put any points up. This one might be over by half.
Yeah, and what you also have to guard against is calling every play for a big shot downfield. You know, thinking you're going to get all these points back on one drive. You're not. And last time I looked, it's still the first half. I'm not saying you have ultimate patience here, but you also don't have to go ahead and force everything either.
Now the Bills are going to use the first of their timeouts as it comes with 22 seconds to go here in half number 1. So the offense took the timeout. Looks like they're ready to go as we get set to resume the action. On second down now, Hill, and there just continues to be nowhere to run. He's bottled up again at the line of scrimmage. The Bills on third down, 2 for 5 to this point. This will be 3rd and 5. Operating from the gun, Taylor. Looking left side, and he's got a man. It's Hicks. And now we won't see a play on first down. We're going to get a timeout instead, as they'll stop it with 13 seconds to play in half number 1. Offense comes to the line now, 1st and 10. To throw is Taylor, operating from the gun. Incomplete, and we're down to 8 seconds now.
I tell you, Brandon, this defense is playing with some confidence. Haven't allowed a point yet. Flying to the football. I'm telling you, it's almost 11 to the ball on every snap. Another nice job there to force an incompletion.
Offense still needing 10 yards. Second down. Taylor now, throwing again. Looking downfield for Joe. And the defense loses him. It's complete. And he's going to be taken down deep into Patriot territory. So we've reached halftime here at Gillette Stadium with the Patriots on top as we send you down to our... And now, due to apparent time constraints, we fast forward to the beginning of the second half. The second quarter score from KC. And the Colts have opened it up a bit, leading by 2 scores. I would definitely imagine we'll hear more from that game as we go along. And a good effort on the return there gets them across the 30 to the 33-yard line. The Patriot... Offense heading back out as we take a look at the playoff picture in the AFC. And now out come the Patriots. They built a good first-half lead. Now they have a chance to add on to it.
And what I'm thinking is that the offensive staff spent the entire halftime just working with them on, here's what we think they're going to do to attack us in the second half. Nice first half that we've had, guys, but be prepared for some change-ups. We're going to see them when we kick it off in the second half.
See how they handle any adjustments that might be made defensively. And he'll get this up to about the 40. A solid run on first down. Gain of 7 leaves him with a 2nd and 3.
Getting had a ton of success here so far, but you get the feeling that he might be on the verge of popping one.
Yeah, even on that one, there was a little bit of a hole, but it closed there quickly at the end. And not much room to operate as he'll get this up only to about the 41. Only a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 3rd down.
You know how we get focused at end of the half and into the game situations about how much time's on the board and, you know, what you need to do? Sometimes you don't even have to worry about that. That's just smart football. You know, with that kind of a lead, staying in bounds, it burns clock, even in a situation that we're not really focused on it.
Brady to throw on 3rd and 1. And he'll have his man. That's Edelman. A gain of 19 and picking up the first. The former 7th-round pick, Julian Edelman, just continues to have such a productive career.
And has made himself into a receiver. Remember, he was a college quarterback, and not just a productive one, a very good one.
At Kent State, right?
Yes, a great leader, a guy who could make plays with his feet and his arm. Got to the NFL and had to convert into being a receiver and was drafted that way. And that conversion, oh boy, it's been good.
Here's White. And he'll be stopped up quickly here at the 38. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
Nice job by that defensive front there to hold him to a short gain on first down. Well played, I must say.
Yeah, only getting 1 yard. There was no room to run. To throw on 2nd down, Brady. And that one is incomplete. He just dropped it. But they're up big on the scoreboard, so maybe he can chuckle about later.
The positioning here is key. As a defensive back, you're taught 99% of the time, make a play on the football. But in this case, making a play on the man was all the difference. That's what forced the incompletion.
He's going to fire one deep, middle of the field. And he couldn't hang on to it through the contact. Incomplete. Well, the numbers have been good in the passing game, and certainly a big reason why they have the lead. But now here, 3rd quarter, maybe go to the run game a little more?
Yeah, perhaps. I mean, after that incompletion, a little credit to the defense for shutting them down on that play. Maybe you try and run the football a little bit more in this spot. But they have to feel good about how they've been throwing it overall.
And he has got it from 55 yards away. That was never in doubt. So it's a 7-play drive, but it stalls out in the end.
Let's credit the defensive front 7. They were a little leaky at the start of the drive, but they stiffened toward the end.
Now after the made field goal, here's Sebastian Janikowski to kick it away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. And a look at Jeremy Hill as he heads back out there now. And he's closing in on that number that all running backs circled beginning of the year, the number 1,000. Could do it on this drive.
And you have to think to yourself that this moment, getting to this spot, it started in the offseason, right? Not just the workouts, right? Not just getting yourself physically prepared to play, but mentally, as well as your team, as well as your unit, head coach, offensive coordinator. We run the football. We give you opportunities. He's taking advantage of it.
And when you get this close to the mark, you just hope things don't tighten up, right? You probably want to get there and get it in your rearview mirror.
You really do, don't you? Because now it becomes predominant, and you wonder about play calling as well. Do you want to call plays to get that out of the way, or are you still calling plays to win the game first? That becomes the burden of the play caller.
And after the play on the ground, that brings up 2nd down here. Again, it's Hill. And this has been a familiar sight all afternoon as they stop him behind the line. He lost 2 there, and it's 3rd down.
We think, Brandon, I like the intensity this defense is showing right here in these first few drives. They're not just holding the line because they're doing their job, but they're doing more than that, aren't they? They're getting a nice push into the offensive backfield.
And a great example right there for the loss on the tackle. On 3rd down, Taylor. Oh, he's got a little daylight. And he will have a 1st down as they get him to the ground at the 37. It's a gain of 13 and a Buffalo 1st down. So the offense has it 1st and 10. Now a play fake here on 1st down. He's going deep for Brown. It's caught inside the 25. So here we go, 1st and 10 now. Hill running right. And this has been a familiar sight all afternoon as they stop him behind the line. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down.
And that's another stop for the defense, something we've seen all game long. They have been on fire today. No matter what's called by the offense, they've had an answer for it.
To throw is Taylor. He's going to flip that out to the flat. It's complete. And they take him down, losing yardage back at the 27. That'll go as a loss of 5. And they're going to face an uphill battle here on 3rd and long. And here comes play number 6 on this drive. 3rd and long, it's Taylor. And that is incomplete.
Let's face it, if you want to get back into the game, these are the kind of throws you got to hit. He's wide open right there. Got to be able to get it to him, don't you think?
And those are the throws that haven't been available to them every time he's dropped a pass. Yeah, that's a big miss. And the 11-year veteran bangs it through, and the drive will wind up yielding 3. So it goes down as an 8-play drive, and they cap it with the field goal.
Yeah, they were able to pick up a few 1st downs along the way, but they couldn't keep the momentum going all the way into the end zone.
Danny Amendola on the return. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. The Patriots offense now, they work their way back onto the field. And fortunate to get points on the board last time. They had to hit a really long field goal to do so.
The kickers in today's game are so good and so skilled and hit from distances that we almost start to take them for granted. And we can't do that. That's a long field goal that they got 3 points out of. They've got to feel good about that. And they better make sure they love him up because he's helped them out.
Yeah, now we'll see if that offense can put 6 on the board here. We'll see.
There will always be a place for methodically marching the ball downfield. But when you can pick it up in big chunks and strike like that, have explosive plays, that's often the difference in winning and losing. Those types of plays that can knock a defense off balance, that'll drive a team towards a victory.
And he's going to take this one down to the 25. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3.
Well, no matter how they phrase it, staying on schedule, staying ahead of the sticks, whatever you want to call it, 7 yards on 1st down, that fits the bill.
They keep it on the ground. White again. And he's going to take this one down to about the 23-yard line. 2 yards on the carry there, and it's going to lead him to 3rd down.
Well, that call makes sense because they've been throwing it well on this drive, and once again, they show passing formation, showing the shotgun. Then they ran out of it. That's a nice play by them defensively, though, to hold it to a short game.
third down. That's White, and not going to be able to push this forward. He runs into a wall right at the line of scrimmage. Calling no gain that time, and they're going to be left looking up at a 4th and 1. And the kick for the 41-year-old is up and good. And that will extend the lead out to 24. So a good snap, good hold, and that one's right down the middle.
Never in doubt. Just the way you used to hit them, Brandon.
And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The Bills getting set to go. They have been struggling. I would imagine at halftime they went through some possible changes. Well, those changes aren't working, so now where do you go?
I think that now it's much more in their head. And what I mean by that is just what you said. You've gone over the changes. I bet they were pretty clinical at the half, not too emotional. They might need to go to the emotional side because you've got to find something, some spark somewhere. And so far, just being calm hasn't exactly worked.
They need any spark at this point. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up 2nd down.
But if these guys are going to chop into that deficit, they got to do a much better job in the run game. Caught behind the line of scrimmage, no yardage to be found.
Final minute now of the 3rd quarter. Again, they run with Hill. And he's going to be stopped dead in his tracks. Right at the line of scrimmage. Maybe a gain of a yard that time, but yeah, from the spot, actually no gain. So 3rd and long. The Bills on 3rd down. They're at 50%, 4 for 8. This is 3rd down and 12. Here's Taylor. From the gun, he'll throw. Gets through, and now an opening. Whoosh. And he is out of bounds on the other side of midfield. A really good pickup of 28 yards. First down and 10 now for the offensive group. As they come to the line, they will not be able to get off another play as time has run out on this 3rd quarter. We'll return with more after this. Back now in Foxborough. A lot of happy faces in the crowd at this point as their guys have a big lead here to start quarter number 4.
Let's go.
On 1st and 10, it's Taylor. And he'll be brought down at the 48-yard line. It'll be a pickup of only a yard, and that'll bring up 2nd down.
Here we go. Ryan 38.
Now they'll throw with Taylor. He's going to leave this for his running back. It's complete. And he'll be taken down at the 44-yard line. It'll be a gain of 4, and that'll make it 3rd down. You got the big lead defensively. Willing to give them that underneath stuff, right?
And this is why you work on your tackling. Tackle them after the catch, inbounds, keep the clock running. Just go ahead and bleed the game out that way.
The Bills on 3rd down, 5 out of 9 thus far. This will be 3rd and 5.
Let's go.
From the gun, Taylor. He is going to find Hill here. And he's able to get the first before he's taken down at the 36. It's an 8-yard pickup and leads to a new set of downs.
It's a nice job hitting him on the angle route there. Come out of the backfield, cutting sharply across the middle. And that's good timing between the quarterback and his receiver.
Effective 3rd down play to move the chains. Now Taylor on 1st down. Runs through the contact. Taylor hit. He lost the football. And it's picked up by the Patriots. The big fella. 30. The 20. And he will score. Touchdown, Patriots. So the defense forces the fumble. They get the score, and a guy on defense becoming offensive there, Charles.
And you know they love that. Any guy on defense loves to pick up the ball and have it in his hands and try and score himself. In this case, that's exactly what happened.
He'll be singing in the shower post-game. And they're able to up the lead by one more. So not only the cough up, but then the pickup on the other side, the scoop, and the score the other way, the fumble return for a touchdown. And you can bet they're preaching two hands on the ball here as the kick's away following that fumble return. This is taken at his 4. Then he'll take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line. And here come the Bills. First down, it's Taylor. And he'll be out of bounds across the 30-yard line. That throw good for 4. It's second down. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. They're tackling them almost on the spot. That means you have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
The coach has decided to throw the red flag. He will challenge this play.
The previous play is under review. After review of the play, the ruling on the field stands.
Let's go! 1, 9.
On second down, here's Taylor. And incomplete on the deep ball. Jaron Brown, the intended target. And that takes us from second to third down.
This defense was definitely alert to the possibility of the deep ball, and they were more than ready for it.
They've got the lead, fourth quarter. Maybe can expect more passes like that downfield. The Bills on third down. They're hitting at 60%, 6 out of 10 thus far. This will be 3rd and 6.
Come on, let's go!
Out of the gun, it's Taylor. Oh, able to avoid him. And now running right through him. 10 yards, good enough for a Buffalo first down. Throwing now, Taylor on first down. He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out. Incomplete. Another wayward pass. You know, things started out poorly in this game, and to be frank, they just really haven't gotten much better.
And all that does, is embolden the secondary. They feel good about what's going on, and they just play better and better.
Second down here after the incomplete pass. Now Taylor to throw again. Oh, nearly picked. And maybe lucky there. This guy doesn't drop many defensively. Third down.
They did almost everything right. Excellent coverage, breaks on the football, just unable to haul it in and take it the other way. So he dropped an interception. The key for him now, don't dwell on it. Just move on to the next play.
The Bills on third down. Now, they've converted 7 times and could use another right now. This is 3rd and 10. Operating from the gun. Taylor hit. He lost the football. And it's picked up by the Patriots. And they'll set up shop right near midfield at the 49-yard line.
And with that kind of a deficit, you can't afford to make any kind of mistakes. But it's been pretty symptomatic of what we've seen all game with them, isn't it? Down this big in the fourth quarter.
You'd say an afternoon to forget, absolutely. The Patriot offense heading back out as we take a look at the playoff picture in the AFC. And they split the uprights last time for 3. They've got the lead. They're not going to play this conservative. They're not hoping for another field goal. They're hoping for a touchdown.
I'm with you on that one. I like where your head is. I like the way you're thinking because you're exactly right. Trying to sit on a lead and play that way, that doesn't work too well for most teams. Run your offense. Run what you do best. Exactly. Put it all the way down and try to increase your lead in a big way. And the best way to do it, touchdowns. The best defensive linemen, they play with great leverage so they can get low and not get bowled over by offensive linemen. They have excellent hands. They can throw people off on a play. We just saw a great example of a really good run stop by a guy playing the defensive tackle position.
Brady to throw on second down. Going underneath for Lewis. And they're able to get this one down to the 25. A good pickup there at 22. Get it down inside the 20 to the 18-yard line. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3.
I know that every now and then we get in those meetings with coaches, and you almost want to roll your eyes when they talk about staying on schedule when they're moving the football. But would you say a 7-yard run is ahead of schedule?
Fourth quarter with a lead, you love that, don't you?
No doubt about it, because staying on schedule is trying to get 4 downs on first down. They did that +3.
Now they'll run with Lewis. And brought down, but not before they get it inside the 10 to the 7. It's a good gain of 11, sets them up 1st and goal. And on the outside, they're playing press coverage. Now a carry for White. And that'll move him a little closer as he takes it from the 7 down to the 4-yard line.
Tough day, tough sledding right there, and it's been that way the entire game. Not a whole lot of room to ramble for him.
Yeah, you're right. It's been that way all afternoon. Didn't get a whole lot better there. 2nd and goal. Defense digging in again here. They get 3 yards closer, but still work to do. It's 3rd and goal. 2 straight shots on the ground. Now on 3rd, do you go to the air?
I think the possibility exists, and if you're doing it, you're probably going play action since you ran it twice. But I often think that 2nd down is the time you go play action and throw the ball. I say commit to the run and think about it.
And give him another 6. It's caught for a touchdown, and the blowout continues.
You have fun with this one, partner?
I am. I mean, he's been fun to watch under center.
We always talk about, getting to the next level, right? When we see people get into the zone, this guy's in the master class right now. What a performance he's putting on, just carving them up.
4 touchdown passes, carving him up is right. Seems like everything he throws is going to be a completion and going in the end zone. And he's been a busy man, 5 for 5 now as he knocks another one through to extend the lead. Out to kick is Janikowski. This fielded at the 2. And he'll get it up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. The D for the Pats, the Patriots heading back onto the field now. They recovered the fumble last time. 3 turnovers for them in this game. They've been, that word opportunistic comes to mind, right?
Exactly right. And guys on defense, they say the turnovers, the offensive guys call them turnovers. We call them takeaways. We go get them. And that's exactly what they've done in this game.
The former DB making sure you know their takeaways on the defensive side.
Takeaways, man.
Let's go. Brand 38. Brand 38.
They'll throw on first down with Taylor. Got his man complete over the middle. That's Hicks. And he's able to get out to the 32, brought down there. A gain of 6 there on first.
Now that's staying ahead of the chains. Really good pickup on first down, hitting the tight end there. Now it brings up a second and manageable.
Just found a hole in that zone. Now Taylor to throw on second down. And he'll get it up to the 33-yard line. Call it a 1-yard gain on the play. And they're going to face a third down. Time for a break. We'll come back and wrap up garbage time after this. So it's Bills football here as we get you reset. They face a third down now as they try to find a late score. Taylor now to throw on third down. Looking for Jones, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 33. And they're going to be set up in the red zone right around the 17-yard line.
I'm not sure, Brandon, we've seen a sloppier played game this year for a team on offense. Turn it over 4 times and expect to win? No chance whatsoever. And look, I have no idea what the ratio is about turnover 4 times and how that correlates to winning or losing. But I'll guarantee you, it's not very good.
This is Lewis. And he's going to fight his way forward here for a modest gain. And give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6.
On any running play that's called, they're always hoping that it's going to break big and go the distance. But when you get a nice gain like that, you're able to do so many things anyway. You can come back and run essentially the same play again, continue to move the ball on the ground, or you can decide to throw the ball now because usually you have the defense back on its heels.
They try again with Lewis. And he will get into the end zone. It's another touchdown. This thing is ugly. So another score there. Often you talk about the 3 phases of the game. Defense, offense, special teams. It's been a clean sweep in this one, hasn't it?
It certainly has. They've been pretty dominant throughout this game. And privately, the head coach will add a 4th phase. That's the coaching. He'll tell the ownership that as he tries to negotiate a new contract off of this win.
They are looking strong here in the 4th quarter. They are on to the 4th quarter in Jacksonville. The Jaguars extending their lead to a couple of touchdowns now. We'll keep you updated on that one as it progresses. Short boot, take it at the 21. And they're going to wind up with pretty good starting field position as they get it up past the 35. The Bills offense coming out, ready to take over. They've lost this one. Their offense has struggled. Do they try to put together something here at the end just to take into next week?
Yeah, sometimes teams want to do that and coaches want to. I remember one time I was on a team and we were losing late in the game like this, and you knew it was lost. It was over, right? And the coach called a running play and pretty much said to everyone, I want to see something executed well before we get out of here. And that was the message to the team.
Just something to build on.
Just something to build on, get it done, and maybe we can look at that and say, we'll get better as we go forward.
Offense for them has been at a premium. You wonder where plays like that have been all game long.
They're thinking the exact same thing themselves, but they're also looking forward now because now these plays are really for next week, trying to get some momentum going.
Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And he'll get it down here to the 43. 10 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be second down. He's got good size. We know he's tough to bring down running the ball. That also carries over to the passing game like we saw there.
And at his size, how'd you like to try and stop him on that angle route? Him coming out of the backfield, breaking sharply, catching the football. It's going to take a lot more than one guy most likely to bring him down. That was a nice game.
Now whistles blow, and the Patriots are going to take another timeout. That'll leave them with just one remaining in this fourth quarter of play. So it is third down now, but less than a yard to go. Taylor will throw again. Going right side here, and that's complete. And he's across for the touchdown. Too little, too late, but he does get in for 6.
No wonder you're grinning. You just beat me in our fantasy league.
Indeed I did, my good man.
And yeah, that touchdown counts for their team, but I think it counts more for the fantasy guys, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's just something maybe positive to look at on film, but this one's over, let's be honest.
Yeah, I agree with you totally on that one.
Stephen Hauschka for the point after. And they make the score a little bit more respectable here in our final quarter of play. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And no thought to bring this one out. He'll just go down to a knee, and he'll take over at the 25. Now the Patriots gearing up to go now. They have the dream scenario you hope for coming into the game. Just one kneel here, and this game should be over.
And it's always the final play of preparation each week. The practicing of the kneel-down formation, the victory formation. We've got a game in hand, and that's all they're going to want to do now. They'll put someone back deep just in case something goes haywire. But all in all, take the snap, kneel down, and shake hands. Yes, get out of there.
They'll start things on first down with Dion Lewis. Oh, and Lewis lost the football. Now this is picked up by the Bills. And down inside the red zone at the 19-yard line.
Well, maybe it hasn't exactly been a Rembrandt, but they've been mistake-free to this point and finally cough it up. I don't think it's going to cost them the game. They should be fine. But, boy, they're going to hate that, going back and watching tape and being able to say, we're that close to achieving our goals.
Under pressure, and he'll go down back at the 26-yard line. And with just inside of 10 seconds to go, they'll burn their final timeout. 9 seconds left. So a defensive timeout, chance to regather, regroup, and get set as we resume action. Second down, Taylor. Throwing the out route incomplete. It's Hicks. And somewhat of a measure of revenge as he's in for the touchdown, but they still trail big time.
He'll take it, but he won't be able to smile about it. That's a whole lot of points still to be down. But congratulations, they're still fighting, and they scored another touchdown.
Like my old high school coach used to say, Charles, he said, sometimes you win, sometimes you lose, and sometimes you wish you never had showed up.
Could have saved the gas money, the hotel, what have you, huh?
A fourth quarter score, meanwhile, from Kansas City. And emerging victorious, the Colts. If they could win that game, it would mean win number 11 for them on the season. A little drama there at the end, but really this thing was already decided. The late points get scored, and then it ends on the kickoff.
And I'm right there with you, partner. At the end of the game, they knew what they had to do. Just make sure you don't cough up the football at the end. Just take care of it.
Let's go.